Sorry. Hi, it's me, KJ, the filmmaker slash artist, and welcome to KJH Live Shopping Started With Me. So right about now, I'm obviously selling these t-shirts. So last time I did the youth size, which is right over there. So you gotta see that these are like the youth size or something like that, and the youth size t-shirts are available on my eBay shop. So I'm obviously selling it on eBay right about now, and over there is the adult size, which I'm gonna go to right about now. Even though last time it was youth size or kid size or something like that, now it's the adult size. And one thing to note about the adult size, it does fit for teenagers too, especially with that size or something like that. Even though when I was a teen, I used to wear size medium or something. I just grew into a large or something like that, which is kind of weird on me. Who knows? Who knows? Even though back when I was obviously a teenager or in my 20s, I used to wear a size medium, but I just grew out of size medium and ended up wearing large. Sometimes I wear a man size medium or something like that. Even though I feel like my body's growing up, or I don't know what's causing me to just switch size from being medium to large or something like that. Well, that claim really depends. So pretty much right about now, I'm going to sell these t-shirts right about now. So now we're going to start with the adult small, that is, which is for those who could fit that size or something like that. It may not be an adult or something like that. It can be an older kid or a teenager who might fit this size, either way, as well as a youth or something like that if it doesn't fit. But I'm trying to sell it to somebody else who would fit these size, even though they are labeled adult size. Some of them are just teenagers or something like that. Either way, and I'm obviously just selling these t-shirts right about now. So we're gonna start with adult small. So pretty much for the adult small, so we have a portrait of a teenager, and I'm sure it probably might fit for a teenager who would fit in the size of small or adult smalls or something like that. So you kind of see that for some reason only, I do in fact create some of the characters that are kind of like anime style characters. So this is clean funny my version of how I create an anime or something like that. And you kind of see that this is clean funny a teen portrait I officially invented made on a t-shirt. And you kind of see that this number over here kind of represents the date it was made, the year it was made, or something like that, since it was made in 2018. Either way, so this is what I'm obviously selling. So once again, this is size small. So we're starting with adult small, and this is clearly about the size that would fit for a teenager or something like that. Especially when you're just a teenager who's into anime or something like that. And I had to move on forward or something like that. So now we've got I'm the Queen t-shirt or something like that. So this I'm the Queen t-shirt might fit for someone else who might be a Queen person or is obviously into the color purple or something like that. Even though I made this Queen character as if she was clean fitting in this anime style or something like that. Well, my version of how I create anime or style or something like that. And you kind of see there's a text that says I'm the Queen or something like that that's hand drawn by me or something like that. And the year it was made 2018 or something like that. So this here is a small size t-shirt that would fit for anybody else the small size unless you're a teenager who would fit for a size small and is obviously like being a queen or something like that. And this here is a glowing neon cupcake I officially created. So pretty much this cupcake probably might glow in the dark. Pretty much for some of the t-shirt it may or may not glow in the dark because I just add in like this glow in the dark kind of fabric paint on so it can just glow in the dark whenever it gets dark. So pretty much this is clean invented a cupcake image I officially invented created that glows in the dark, and it was completed on 2018 once again. And this here is a glowing cupcake, but it's not neon like, but it's just a glowing cupcake I officially invented made. So you kind of see that this is clearly indeed a cupcake that would fit for someone who would fit for the adults small. Either way, and this is clearly indeed how I made this. So how I made these t-shirts that they're all silk screen or something like that. So it was physically printed or something like that, and then I would just paint it over with some fabric paint. Sometimes I would just add and glow in the dark. Sometimes I would add glitter sparkles that is also a fabric paint or something like that. So it's machine washable. Either way, even if you're washing in a washing machine, it's clear machine washable or something like that. But even if you were working with fabric paint, you might have to be very careful making sure it doesn't get onto your clothes, or otherwise you'll never be able to remove the fabric paint off your clothes that you just painted on. So make sure you always wear your apron or something like that, or something that can cover your clothing before you work with fabric paint. And this here is an image of an ice cream or something like that. So this ice cream clean Venny does glow in the dark. It probably might fit for anybody who fits for the adult small and who likes ice cream or into ice cream either way. If anything, even if you have a favorite dessert treat or favorite dessert meal, you probably might be into this t-shirt or something like that. And yeah, but it was obviously completed in 2021, if you know what the year was. Now, what's also made in 2021, this is Clean Vanity Green Paper Boat I officially invented created. So this paper boat I officially invented made is clearly good for people who is into boat, for those who would fit the adult size t-shirt or something like that. So you kind of see that this is clearly invented a green boat I officially invented creator made, and it's obviously on eBay for worth 1.95, well, $1.95 for the bid. You can just bid on that, and you can just press buy now if you want to purchase it for $20 each. If you ever thought about purchasing, even though I have only like one of each instead of just multiple amount of clothing at once. And now we got on the road. So pretty much on the road thing, yeah. Even though some of these youth t-shirts has on the road on the thing, and it's obviously this paper car officially created, and it's just cars just driving on the road. If you're into road trip or something like that, and I'm sure this t-shirt might be good for those who is a big fan of who's the. I'm trying to think. Sorry, it's my autism, but I'm kind of slow with grammar right about now. So pretty much you can just wear this t-shirt for whenever you go on a road trip or something like that, either way. And it might be good if you really are thinking about going on a road trip, if anything. And you would wear this whenever you decide to go on a road trip. And the t-shirt was completed in 2019, either way. And this here is an image of a donut. So even if you were a donut person, this t-shirt is for you, but you had to fit the size small if you're into donuts or something like that. And it probably might be good for those who favor the dessert being a donut or something like that, and your size is small, and you're an adult. Well, your size being an adult small or something like that. And I'm sure it would fit for anybody else who really do like donuts or something like that, with some sprinkles on, and it probably might glow in the dark either way. And this here is the prince. Yeah, we got the prince here. So this here is an image of someone who would fit for, you know, like I said, a prince with these size for an adult, that is. So pretty much this prince image here is cool. Inventing might be good for you if you were inventing this cute little prince image or something like that. And if anything, you probably might be a prince person or something like that that would fit for a size adult, or you probably be a bigger kid or a teenager who kind of like the prince or something like that. Even though this prince image looks kind of cute or something like that, even though all my characters look kind of anime stylish to begin with, either way. And we also have the silver paper crane. Yeah, this here is invented a silver paper crane, even though it's kind of like origami or something like that. So I'm like kind of like an origami kind of person. What I do is that I would just fold a bunch of origamis, and then I would just draw image of the origami that I just folded, and you kind of see that this is how I come up with. So therefore, I had officially invented silkscreen, a crane image of some sort, and I'm sure it might be good for those who are clearly an origami fan, or is obviously a crane picture or something like that. And I'm sure you probably might be into silver ones, and there's also a golden one, which is probably in some other size or something like that. Either way, let's move on. And we're going on with the train. So this is clearly what is known as the KJH Express blue train, the blue KJH Express train that I officially invented, created. And I'm sure it would fit for anybody who's into trains or something like that, or his favorite color is blue, or would fit the adult small of the t-shirts, either way. And then we have like the neon, this cupcake, or whether was it neon cupcakes either way. I better check the store. I better check the store to see what it looks like. So therefore, you have like this neon cupcake. This cupcake I officially invented created, and it probably might glow in the dark either way, even though it might fit for those who might be a dessert kind of person or something like that, or a cupcake person or something like that. Even though I draw like a lot of cupcakes like repeatedly, you know how it is, because I usually like draw like the same thing over and over again, whether it's on a t-shirt or whether it's on a canvas. It can be anywhere I just draw, anywhere, anything that I officially invented drawing on. And this here is the golden heart rose I officially created. And it's pretty much for those who are clearly into gardening or into rose or something like that, either way. And I'm sure it might be good for anybody else who would fit that size, or of adult small, and it might be good for those who does like rose or something like that. Even though the golden hard rose is pretty much good for those who loves rose and loves the color golden or something like that, or see this as if it was golden or something like that. So it's obviously on eBay.com. The link is in the description or in the bio or something like that, and you can just find it on the eBay shop or something like that either way, if anything. And now we have this donut here, this blue donut I officially invented, created or something like that. So pretty much for this donut on hand, this donut is probably good for those who likes donut or into donuts or something like that, or is a donut person, and would fit the adult small on the donut t-shirt I officially invented, created. And now, last but not least, for adult small, we have the blue mermaid fairy I officially invented, created. Even though I made mermaid fairies for a youth size, so this would fit for an adult small either way, and I'm sure it might be good for those who is into mermaids or into anime style or something like that, because it's clearly my version of anime or something like that, because I was trying to make this mermaid fairy look more cute than I expected it to be. And I'm sure this mermaid fairy might look cute, and if you're looking for it, it's obviously on eBay in the description, or rather in the bio link somewhere, and it's on eBay and you can actually buy it. So right about now, we're moving on to adult media. So pretty much, these are for those who would fit the adult media. And one thing to note is that I too fit for adult media one time, especially as a young kid, or no, not a young kid, especially as a teenager or something like that, even though I used to fit that size. And I thought I just stopped growing, but I just somehow started going back growing in my 30s or something like that. Man, even though I'm like 30-something years old, I don't know why I just started to grow big or something like that. I don't know what's wrong with me or something. It's usually, or maybe option B, I was like wearing adult media on females and that didn't fit on me. I don't know why. And it didn't fit on me on large either, so I ended up wearing like but I still do wear adult media to this very day. Usually on males, but not on females, because they don't, and I guess they don't sell bigger clothing for bigger females like myself was. Because they obviously don't know me, because they probably don't even know women. Or they don't even know me at all. So pretty much moving on, we're going to move on to the adult media. So pretty much the adult media might fit for you. So pretty much for adult media, we have the silver paper crane, which is pretty much good for people who likes origami, and it also glows in the dark, and it's got all these glitters. I don't know what it has, but that clearly depends on what this crane even had, and it might look good, if anything. And then we have the golden purple rose, I might have to say, because it looks kind of purplish, but originally I painted it with blue paint, fabric paint or something like that, but for some reason only it just blends in and made it look too purplyish. So therefore, there's obviously called the golden purple rose for all that matter, even though it's obviously this rose image I officially invented, created. So you kind of know where I was obviously going with this golden purple rose or something like that. Even though I was about to call it the golden blue rose, but it just turns to purple because I just painted with blue. But at least I tried my best to put something blue on top of something this color of this reddish pink or something like that, either way. And then we have the silver pink rose or something like that. It might be good for people who are into rose or into silver or into the color pink, and I'm sure it might be infinity your color to begin with. Man, if anything, I would have just created the golden pink rose. Maybe it might be on under the t-shirt either way, but I'm not sure. And then I would have just sell these images and it might look good. Pretty much for those who are into these flowery types or rose type or something like that. It might be a really good t-shirt, to be fair honest with you guys. And now we got the pink mermaid or something like that. So this here is invented a pink mermaid just sitting on a rock or something like that. And it would fit for those who would fit for the adult media kind of category, if anything. Even though this is clearly invented silkscreen, and I had officially invented created what was known as the pink mermaid to begin with. And this here is the pink mermaid fairy I officially invented created. And this is cool and very good for those who might be a mermaid fairy lover or something like that, even though they're all in anime styles for some reason only. So all these characters are in anime styles, so please put that in note. And for some reason only, it's obviously a pink mermaid I officially invented created, and it probably might look good if anything. If anything, even though I made like this pink mermaid fairy to begin with. And I'm sure it might fit in for a fantasy character type, that is. And this here is the pink donut or something like that I officially invented created. So pretty much for this pink donut I officially invented created, I usually call it donut, but I didn't call it based on their color. So pretty much for this donut on the end, it might be good for those who is clearly into donuts or something like that. And I'm sure some of you might be a donut person and you probably might like it, or you probably might want to buy it and wear it all over, something like that. So please note, it's obviously on eBay right about now, and I'll let you look it up in the description box down below, or in the well, probably not down below, but in the description box, nor in the bio, where you can find it on the eBay store or something like that, either way. And now we have the gold and silver cupcake. So this is clearly gold and silver to begin with, and it was always complete in 2020, either way. And for some reason only, you kind of see that this shirt might be good for those who might wear the gold and silver cupcake. Or it's clearly inventing a company that's so gold and silver or something like that, because how I create them is that I use like this golden silkscreen print on the t-shirt on, and then I would just paint over with actual fabric paint, and then later on with the silver paint that would totally make things a lot silvery for this cupcake. So even if you're a cupcake person, might as well look into that. And then we have the golden blue rose or something like that. So this is blue heart rose or something like that. So this is clean very good for those who is clean very a rose kind of person and loves rose that much, or is obviously into the color blue or something like that. And I'm sure if anything, it might be good for those who is in love with the rose or something like that, or you probably give it as a gift. Clearly for those who like rose or something like that. And I'm sure you probably know someone, or you probably might be that person who likes rose or something like that. Either way. And then we move on to the purple paper boat or something like that I officially invented created. And this would fit for a media, usually on women or something like that. Yeah, so this t-shirt would fit for a media size, usually on women or something like that. So this is clearly a different brand on t-shirt or something like that. So it's probably good enough to wear or something like that, even though I just painted it over. And it might be a good wear usually for women who would fit that size of media or something like that. But if not, maybe it might fit for a kid whose size might fit for a little kid whose size is media either way. But I'm not sure how this is going to happen. But this is clearly a V-shaped t-shirt, by the way. So you might be a V-shaped person, or a t-shirt person, or maybe a purple boat person or something like that. And I'm sure it might be good for anyone. And now we have this teen portrait. So now we're going back with this teenage portrait again. So this is clearly very different, and it's still invented for those who might be a teenager of this race, or if anything, or is into the color purple or something like that. And it's obviously on a white t-shirt, even though you probably might know a few teenagers who would fit that size of media, well, adult media that is, and it probably be good anyhow, if anything. And then we have on the road. This is clearly very good for a road trip. Well, if you're going on a road, you probably might be good for, like I said, a road trip, and you probably might want to wear this t-shirt, if anything, and it might be good for, like I said, a road trip, if anything. And here we goes. We got I'm the Queen or something like that t-shirt or something like that. This is clearly the pink queen as well as the purple queen I showed earlier. And for this queen figure on the hand, you probably might find out that she's clearly indeed good for those who really want to wear this t-shirt for anyone who's kind of a queen person or something like that, or think he or she is, or think she's the queen or something like that. And it's good for those who would fit for an adult media, if anything. And now we have this girl in a green fancy clothing or something like that. So once again, you probably might see it in a youth section or something like that, but this time you might see it in a media section. So this media shirt has long sleeves, but one thing to note, it doesn't always fit for male, but it actually fits for women with just one or something like that would fit the size of media. And it might be casual to wear it, if anything. Even though I just silk screened that on this one casual sweater or something like that, or it may not be a sweater, but maybe a long sleeve shirt or something like that, if anything. And I'm probably sure it might fit for women of that size. And then we have on the Queen t-shirt, but this Queen has long sleeve shirts or something like that, if anything. And I'm sure it probably might fit for anybody who might be a Queen kind of person and would fit the size media for women, and would rather wear this long sleeve shirt either as a long sleeves t-shirt or a sweater, either way. And then we have the neon cupcakes for some reason only. And this is clean fitting long sleeves to begin with or something like that. And it fits for women of the size of medium, but it may not fit for male who fits the medium t-shirt or something like that. So probably for women or something like that, if anything. It also made a duplicate version of that too, because you probably might find out that I had officially made 2 of these t-shirts as well as 1, if you know what I mean. So I just call it Neon Cupcake 1 on Adult Media and Neon Cupcake 2 on Adult Media as usual. So you probably find it on eBay shop and you kind of see it's just a duplicate copy or something like that, if anything. And then we have ice cream. Yep, this is clean vetted ice cream that was fit for an adult media, if anything. And even if you weren't an ice cream person, maybe this t-shirt is clean vetted for you to wear, if anything. And I'm sure you probably might fit the size of media and into ice cream. So right about now, we're going to move on to adult large because we're moving on. So now we've got adult large here. Yeah, so this here is an adult large, and this would fit for anybody who would fit for the adult large kind of category. So we got this gold and silver cupcake around here that would fit for an adult large. And I'm sure it might be anyone who's into cupcakes, or rather into cupcakes that's so silver and gold either way. And this here is on the road. Yeah, we got on the road or something like that. Even if you're a road trip kind of person, maybe this t-shirt would fit for you. But you had to fit for an adult media in order to fit this t-shirt or something like that. Even though you have to know one thing, you only have one of each. It's on eBay and you can start the bid right about now. And if anything, you probably might wear this t-shirt whenever you decide to go on a road trip, that is. And then we have the golden crane. So this t-shirt is clearly very golden to begin with. So even if you weren't into crane image or into origami or something like that, then this t-shirt would have fit for you, and you would wear it around even though you probably be into origami, or you might be an origami person yourself, either way. Or you might know someone else who might be an origami person themselves, who knows, and you probably might give this as a gift, if anything, whenever it's somebody else's birthday or something like that. Or you probably might be a crane person and you might fit the t-shirt. And then we have like this glowing cupcake. Yep, so we got the glowing cupcake. So this cupcake probably might in fact be glow in the dark or something like that, if anything. And it might fit for those who would fit for an adult large and is into cupcakes or something like that. Or maybe wear a t-shirt that glows in the dark, either way. And I'm sure this t-shirt probably might be for you, and you probably might be a glow in the dark kind of person. And you probably might be a cupcake fan or something like that. Or a big fan of a dessert meal, either way. And now we got the golden bronze rose or something like that. So you kind of see that this is clean vended in bronze because I painted it in blue once, but for some stars the blue color just keeps on showing off the orange color or was being transparent, and it just turns into this brownish bronze color or something like that. So therefore we got this golden bronze rose cupcake, no, not cupcake, rose or something like that, rose heart, but you kind of see there's some golden lines if you look up close or something like that. Even though I call it the golden bronze heart rose or something like that, and it might be good for those who is clearly a rose kind of person or a bronze kind of person or something like that. But the person had to fit the size of large either way. And then we have the ice cream image for those who would fit large or something like that. So pretty much this ice cream might be good for anybody else who probably might fit the category of large or something like that. And I'm sure if anything, you probably might be an ice cream person, and maybe someone who likes ice cream but would fit the adult size of large, that is. And I'm sure if anything, you probably might buy this ice cream, if anything, if you were an ice cream person, or you know someone who might be an ice cream person either way. And the rest is clean vetted on eBay right about now. And now we have like I'm the Queen t-shirt for a large, usually for women or something like that, because the brands are different. So pretty much I'm the Queen t-shirt might fit for any women who would fit that size of large, that is. And I'm sure it probably might fit for a woman who probably might think of herself as a queen, or you probably might give it to someone else who thinks she's the queen or something like that, either way, if anything. And then we have the golden pink rose for those who would fit the size of large. So this rose is probably very good for anybody who might be who might be a rose person, or you know someone else who might be a rose or a gardening person, either way. And I'm sure this golden pink rose might fit for anybody with a size of large, adult large, that is, because this is the adult size t-shirt instead of the youth size t-shirt from the other videotapes we talked last time. And now this would this would fit for a large, or rather a large king. That would fit for an adult male. And this one is called "Man, I Feel Like a King." Yep, this t-shirt is clearly for those who are clearly inventing into who clearly think that he's the king, or is clearly into king, or something like that, or think he's the king of the house, or something like that. It's usually the father figure being the king of the house, or something like that, either way. And I'm sure it would fit for anybody who would fit for a king, or something like that, because you probably might feel like a king if you were in charge of the household, either way. And I'm sure the t-shirt might be you for those who would fit for a king, or maybe you probably might know someone who think he's the king, and I'm sure he probably might wear this king shirt or something like that, if anything. So now we're moving on to extra large. So to adult extra large, either way. Yeah, you kind of see how I go with labeling stuff for that way, so that I won't get lost that easily. So right about now we are moving on to the queen kind of extra large. This is usually fit for women who would fit the size of extra large. And if anything, I'm sure it's probably for women who's clearly think that she's a queen and would fit for an extra large. Either way. Because the t-shirt brands are different, they're not the same. So I'm sure it's probably, if anything, it might fit for anybody who would fit an extra large, and it's clean inventing the queen kind of person, that is. And then we got an extra large. Man, I feel like a king kind of extra large, because it might fit for, once again, probably someone who thinks he's the king of the house or king of the family member, which probably be the father figure usually, and it might be good for anybody who might fit for an extra large and might feel like a king with this t-shirt or something like that. So now we move on to adult extra large. Well, 2 extra large, that is, because there's only 2XL in this one, because for some reason it might be fit for that size that is bigger. So it's getting big. So the adult size are clearly getting bigger right about now. So this here is the golden purple part rose. Was it purple or blue? I'm guessing it's purple or something like that, because it is clean but in a different color. And it's probably fit for those who's into a rose, or love rose, and is also in the color gold or something like that. And I'm sure it might fit for anyone with that size, that big or large. And now we've got the orange boat. So this orange boat here, rather than paper orange boat, I'm going to say, would have fit for someone else who would fit the extra large category, if anything. Even though it's a 2 extra large or something like that. So you kind of get the point that the t-shirt is getting bigger and bigger by the time we end up with 3XL or something like that for an adult, that is. And I'm sure, if anything, the orange boat would fit for anybody who likes orange boat and is obviously into the size of 2XL either way, but I'm not sure when. So now we're moving on to 3XL. So this shirt is getting bigger and bigger, and it's probably for an adult with a bigger size. So right now we got Man, I Feel Like a King kind of t-shirt, which would fit for someone who think he's king, who think he's the king or something like that. And I'm sure it might fit for anybody who think he's the king of the house or king of the family member, and they might put on a t-shirt that says, "Man, I feel like a king," if anything. And I'm sure this king shirt would have fit for anybody who would feel like a king or something like that. And then we have On the Road t-shirt. This is good for those who is clear road trip kind of person, if anything. And I'm sure it might be a really good t-shirt for you. I guess when you're on the road or something like that. Or a road trip kind of person, if anything. So even if you were going on a road trip, maybe this t-shirt is for you, for those who decide to go on the road. And I guess that's clearly just about it with all these t-shirts or something like that. Even though this is clearly the adult size t-shirt I officially invented created, or rather silkscreen on the t-shirts or of some sort. But I'm sorry. But I'm really sorry that I don't even have the Princess Z t-shirt. But the only thing I have is the Prince, the Queen, and of course the King t-shirt or something like that. But I'm sorry there's no Princess, because once upon a time I used to have a Princess size t-shirt, but it used to be on my original website. But for some reason only it was brought, and then I just ship it straight. And then I just ship the Princess t-shirt straight to probably one of the customers, that is, or something like that. even though I used to have like a princessy t-shirt or something that would fit for anybody who might be a princessy kind of person. But the princess t-shirt is gone, and it obviously got its owner about it right about now. And I don't think I can find any images of what the princessy t-shirt would look like because because my original website is off or something like that. And I'm sorry there's no Princess t-shirt or anything else. So I guess that's clearly just about it or something like that. And I might have to say, and I probably might have to end this video right about now. And to look for these t-shirts that you really want to wear, you probably might find on the eBay shop in my description box below. And make sure you search for the category that says t-shirt on, and you would totally find t-shirts on the category, and you would find each of these sizes that would fit for whether it fit for a youth, your kid's that fits for your little kid, or it might fit for an adult being your size or something like that. And I'm sure if anything, it might fit on you or it might fit on your other kids or something like that. Either way. And I probably want to say thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel for more because because I'm obviously done with this t-shirt thing, so I might have to post like physical artwork instead of just some t-shirt art or something like that. And then I'll be showing on eBay.com. And I'm sorry it's not eBay Live. And I'm sorry that it's clearly not even eBay Live or anything else. So this is clearly entirely different. And I don't think I can get an eBay Live or something like that. So I can just sell this all away. Even though it's on auction, bid or auction or something like that. And also about these t-shirts. These t-shirts are machine washable because it's painted with fabric paint. So you can actually wash them in a machine whenever it gets dirty or something like that. And you can actually, and you can just rewear the t-shirt if anything. And I probably had to end this video right about now. So I'm going to end this live stream right about now. And I'm probably going to say thanks for watching. Give the art/filmmaker a high five. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it or something like that. And subscribe for more. And make sure to subscribe to my other 3 channels, if anything. And then you can just buy the t-shirts or the artworks on my eBay account either way. And I might have to see you next time, because next time I'm going to do the physical artwork next time when I'm doing the live stream or something like that. And I probably want to say thanks for watching. So anyhow, thanks for watching.